Hey everybody, Jordan Arel here, making my daily video about circumcision. And today I'd like to talk about why, when dealing with this subject, I really think that it's useful to be able to come from a place of love, from a place of gentleness and kindness and understanding. And the reason I take this approach myself is because I believe that it is possible to change people's minds who are against or who are for circumcision, and that it's possible to have a civil conversation about it and make a difference that way. I know it's actually a very controversial opinion, I think, in this area of activism. A lot of the activism around circumcision is very aggressive, and I can understand why this is, and I respect that, and as a valid form of expression, because it's quite natural when you've been raised, when you've been brought up as a man in this culture where violence and aggression and anger are much more acceptable actually than love and kindness. And so it's a really difficult proposition for men who have been violated in such an extreme act of violence to come from a place of gentleness. And oftentimes I think to achieve that, it can take a lot of inner work, inner processing. It can take a lot of therapy. It can take learning to be gentle with yourself first, learning to have love for yourself, which is extremely, extremely difficult, or at least it was for me. Still is for me. There's still self-hatred and hatred of my own penis and my own circumcision status that's lingering, and it's a process over time and ultimately it starts with that intention to want to come from a loving place, and realizing that that's a really powerful way of making a difference. And that's why I really do it, is because I think it's effective, because I think it can actually get people to listen. It's really hard for people to want to listen to you if you're not willing to listen to them. If you're not willing to have a civil, calm conversation with them, then they're very likely not going to have a civil, calm conversation with you. And it can be very difficult. Again, people around this topic often get very triggered very quickly, very angry, and things just keep escalating. So it takes an extraordinary degree of strength and a certain kind of power, the power of love, to keep yourself at that level and have the stronger frame of reference, have the stronger centeredness in the way that you are, in your own calmness, and then you can almost always bring the other person back to your level if you have a stronger center. But again, it can take a lot of work to get there, and it's really it's a process, and it takes a lot of effort continuously over time. It gets easier as you go, but being gentle with yourself, being when you're triggered about something, having kindness toward yourself and trying to bring love to yourself and gentleness and listening to yourself, being open to start feeling your experience and being willing to listen to what you need in your own experience. Listen to what you need to heal, to feel better, or to start moving towards feeling better. It takes a commitment, and some people aren't ready for that yet. You have to be at a certain place, I think, of being fed up with the pain of it, and have a certain desire for feeling good again, and for stopping this from happening to other babies and ultimately other men. You have to really, really want that. And it is possible. It's possible for anybody who puts their mind to it. And the bigger the struggle, the farther you have to go to get there, the more rewarding it's going to be. And so, because this is actually such an extreme challenge to overcome the trauma of circumcision and all the anger and rage and hatred that are indescribably, unimaginably, unbelievably powerful, to bring love to that takes a lot of commitment, a lot of courage, and a lot of time. And it's done slowly, day by day, and in little ways, just asking yourself, okay, what do I need right now? What would help me heal better? What's one step, like just one basic step that I can take towards that? If it's contacting a therapist, looking up a circumcision therapist, someone who knows about it, like Ronald Goldman, myself, I'd love to help anybody for free, at least at this point, because I'm still learning myself and want to offer what I can, and realize that it's limited. But there's a few other circumcision therapists you can find to understand the issue. That's one step. Another step might be like my video yesterday, just feeling your feelings, starting to do that just 1% at a time. Reaching out to support. There's other people who will support you online, who will let you talk about it to them and listen. Just writing about it. There's and a lot of other ways. Whether foreskin restoration and taking the time to commit to that for yourself can be another way, but there's so many others, and I couldn't possibly list them all here, and I don't know what's right for you at this moment. But having that kindness towards yourself, and really taking it slow, having some softness and gentleness in all ways. Also, self-pleasure and masturbation is another way you can be. Ask yourself what you need to feel safe, and be gentle with yourself, and really pay attention to what you need in order to overcome some of these mental and emotional blocks that often come up for men around any experience of sexual pleasure or self-pleasure. And you can also ask for what you want from your partner, and try to start to work through it with your partner more, and look for more resources on that. And ultimately, I think that's all I have to say about it. It's just really important to find ways of using kindness and love and self-compassion, self-empathy, feeling your feelings. And it's a really difficult thing, and that's why I'm here to help support people. And if you're interested in getting in contact with me, my email is in the description below. Otherwise, that's all for today, guys. Thanks for listening, and have a great day.